Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today I wanted to take the time to show you all of the new runes that we have in Phase 4. I am just going to rapidly switch through all the classes and cover this as fast as I can, so it's not a 20-minute long video for you guys, but it's pretty freaking awesome. I'm very happy with a lot of these runes. It definitely feels like they're hearing us and what we want to see in the game. I think Druid and Mage are absolutely phenomenal, and I think will help a ton with people loving their classes. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So we are right here on our mage first, so we're just over here with back runes. Now it's important to note that everyone gets a finger rune for a type of specialization for hit if you're a caster, and then a melee specialization if you are a melee DPS. They're just class variant. So like mage, I can only do arcane, fire, and frost, so I only get those, and I can only wield staves, daggers, and swords, so I only have those specs as well. But I only have my fire one on because I'm a fire mage. So it's a quick rundown of that system. Now we're going to talk about back runes for everyone. So the first one for mage is Overheat. Fire Blast will always deal a critical strike that can be cast while casting another spell is not affected by the global cooldown. This is amazing for hot streak and rolling with the fire mage fantasy. Then we have Arcane Barrage, launches several missiles at an enemy target causing X amount of arcane damage. The spell also has a 20% chance to trigger missile barrage, so you just will shoot this and it'll pair well with your missile barrage rune, which will let you shoot even more missiles and arcane blast stuff. So just really awesome to have that sort of arcane mage fantasy here. Then finally Frozen Orb, which will launch as a frozen orb that does damage and applies chill to everyone. The first time it damages an enemy, the movement will slow it, and it will have a 100% chance to trigger the Fingers of Frost rune. So just a really good job of making these runes synergize with all of the other specs and runes in the game. If you don't know what these abilities do, they're pretty much all from different expansions and whatnot, and so they can all be used pretty freaking well and be able to synergize with a lot of the newer runes. But if you don't know, you can look into each spell more detailed. Next we have Warrior. As you can see here, here's all the finger runes. It's pretty much every specialization. Warriors don't use magic, so they don't get much, but then they get Shockwave, which sends a shockwave forward, and it stuns all enemies within 10 yards in a frontal cone for 4 seconds. This is an amazing CC ability and is absolutely tremendous to have this in Classic World of Warcraft. It is going to be a must-have for practically every dungeon. It just helps so much. Then we have Sudden Death. Your melee hits have a 10% chance to grant Sudden Death. Sudden Death allows for the use of Execute regardless of the target's health state. When Execute is enabled by Sudden Death, you will retain 10 rage after using the Execute. So it's essentially a free Execute to blast. Then we have Fresh Meat. Damaging a target with Bloodthirst has a 100% chance the first time and a 10% chance each subsequent time to enrage you, and activating abilities which require to be enraged and cause you to deal 10% increased physical damage for 12 seconds. So Warrior, just absolutely awesome big runes for them. I'm sad no Blade Storm, but I think Warrior runes all in all really good. We're probably going to see some crazy Warrior just one GCD going there and one bang some people. If they get that Execute proc, Sudden Death, they could definitely do some damage with that. Next we have Hunter. Hunter have Hit and Run. You gain 15% movement speed for 4 seconds after using Rapid Strike, so that'll help melee hunters keep up with the pack and roll. Then we have Improved Volley. It reduces the mana cost of your volley by 50%, reduces its cooldown by 100%, and no longer suffers pushback from damaging attacks. Volley also deals 3% of your ranged attack power as additional damage each time it deals damage. So this allows people to have a ton of damage when they use Volley. It is really, really good because ranged hunters were sort of lacking AoE other than Trap Launcher. Then we have Resourcefulness. Reduces the mana cost of your traps by 100% and their cooldowns by 40%. So just a sheer send them. So that is really good for that survival hunter, trap hunter type build. I really think that they are going in the right direction with these specs and classes and everything that they are giving them. It is quite impressive. Next, we have Rogue. So Rogue gets Blunderbuss, fire a musket that blasts 4 enemies in a cone in front of you for 1,000 to 1,500 physical damage. So that is a huge, just AoE blast. It's like Cone of Cold, but with a gun. Really cool to see that. Then we have Crimson Tempest, a finishing move that slashes all enemies within 8 yards, causing victims to bleed over time. So it puts an AoE bleed on everyone. And it also benefits from all the talents and effects that from or modify Rapture, which is really, really cool. Then finally, Fan of Knives, instantly throw both your weapons at all targets within 8 yards, causing 105% weapon damage with daggers and 70% weapon damage with all other weapons. So this is a huge AoE buff for rogues. Rogues finally have AoE and can finally do something, and they're not just useless characters that everyone hates when they're in their groups. Obviously, facetious with that, rogues are pretty awesome, and they got a lot more stuff, as we see right there. The next one is Shaman here, and Shaman got some pretty sick runes. So we're going to head to the back rune. They got Coherence, which causes your chain heal effectiveness to only reduce by 35% per jump, and chain lightning effectiveness only reduced 20% per jump. Each also jumps to 1 additional target, so it gets less reduction and it hits more. Great for chain heal, great for chain lightning. Love to see it. Feral Spirit, finally. In Classic, Shamans get to live their Thrall fantasies, and they can summon Spirit Wolves that are just 2 pets that clap. I believe you normally get it in Wrath of the Lich King. Then Storm, Earth, and Fire reduce the cooldown of your Chain Lightning by 100%, causes your Earthbind Totem to root targets for 5 seconds when cast, and it increases the periodic damage done by your Flame Shock by 60%. This is going to be insane for PvP and PvE elemental shamans. That rune is way too juiced right now. Just non-stop chain lightning. I know a shaman in my Discord that loves casting chain lightning, so he's going to be pleased with that if he comes back to SOD and plays a shaman. It'll be really sick. Next we have Warlock. This is probably the craziest rune thus far. Decimation. Your Soulfire no longer has a cooldown. Additionally, when you Shadow Bolt, Shadow Cleave, Incinerate Soulfire a target that is below 35% health, the cast time of your Soulfire is reduced by 40% for 10 seconds, and Soulfire's cast under the effect of Decimation no longer costs a charge. So this is very useful in Wrath. If you watch me play my Wrath Warlock, the second you hit 35, you literally only cast Soulfire from there on out. It was insane for Demonology. It's going to be insane here in Classic. I think Warlocks might actually be more powerful than Mages for once. Mark of Chaos. After striking a target with Shadowburn, your next single target non-periodic spell gains 100% increased critical strike chance. So that could be pretty useful. I'm not exactly sure the intricacies of Warlock in this version of Classic. I didn't start playing one till the end of TBC and Wrath onward. Then we have Infernal Armor. Your spirit becomes infused with demonic energy, reducing all magic damage you take by a percentage equal to your physical damage and reduction from armor. So it's giving Warlocks a way to reduce magical intake as well as the physical intake that they are already being able to reduce, and I think that is a tremendous awesome change for them. Next, we have Druid. I am so happy with Druid. It is like they listened to us finally. They gave them everything that I have wanted since Phase 1 for Druid. But for those cats, you got improved swipe. So finally, cat AoE. No longer you got to shift out and cast Hurricane. Thank you so much. And then for balance, they get Starfall, which I don't know how I feel about this in Classic because this is an insane spell for this, but it does say shapeshifting or mounting cancels the effect, so that's really good, and it benefits from talents and effects that trigger or benefit from immune fire. So all of these are really huge, but essentially it just blasts everything in the area, and it is going to be insanely awesome. And I might actually make my Druid a balanced Druid because of Starfall being in the game. And you guys got it right here, Tree of Life for Resto Druids. I think Resto Druids are going to be a competitive healer now. They shapeshift into Tree of Life. While you're in this form, you increase healing by 10% for all party members within 45 yards. Wild growth healing is increased by 60%. Your heal over time spells cost 20% less. You gain 25% increased spirit, and you gain 200% increased armor, and you cannot cast harmful spells. And it's not a cooldown, it is a permanent form. So big healing in the Tree of Life, which is absolutely phenomenal. Love these. And an important thing to note is they have a feral combat specialization, which is really cool to see. Feral combat skill increased by 5, not cumulative with others. So when you're in cat or bear form, you will get that extra 5% specialization, so you don't have to focus on hit as much. Then next we have Priest Runes, which the very first one is going to blow your mind with how insanely overpowered this one is. I read it and I was like, my lord. Soul Warding. Your power ward shield no longer has a cooldown, costs 15% less mana, and gains a 15% additional base value, and gains an additional 50% of your healing power. So, Disc Priests, yes. Just literally you're going to have one in your raid that literally just shields the entire raid the entire time. And that's going to be their job. Next we have Binding Heal, which heals a friendly target and the caster. Low threat, this spell benefits and triggers from all effects associated with Flash Heal. I don't think there's any world you take this over Soul Warding, even if you're not that Disc Priest. Soul Warding is just insane. I have Binding Heal on my Bar and Wrath, but like I never really used it. It's just like super weirdly situational, and chances that you're low and the person you're healing are low is just rare. But in PvP, that could be really, really, really useful. Vampiric Touch causes 612 shadow damage over 15 seconds and causes to your target, and causes all party members to gain mana equal to 2% of any shadow damage you deal to the target. So Shadow Priests are tremendous in raid, and they are going to be big mana batteries. This is huge for Alliance, who've been complaining about Shamans being crazy mana batteries for them and them not getting anything in return. So I'm just super happy to see that priests get to give mana, because it is so desired once you get later on into TPC and stuff. It is like an iconic ability that they have. Then finally, I even made an Alliance character just for you guys here on the PTR to read you these awesome spells. We have Righteous Vengeance. When your Judgment, Crusader Strike, or Divine Storm deals a critical strike, your target will take 30% additional damage over until canceled. So that's pretty awesome. Then we have Vindicator. When your Vindication talent is triggered, it will also decrease the target's attack power by 70 per talent point, and increases your strength, agility, and attack power by 5% per talent point. Vindication duration increased to 30 seconds. So it's sort of like a little cooldown to give you stats and reduce other stats. I think it'll be huge in PvP when paladins are fighting warriors and stuff. Then Shield of Righteousness. Slam the target with your shield, causing holy damage based on your block value, plus an additional 214. So pretty much just a nice little shield for prop pallies to smack some people with. But anyway, guys, that is it for every single new rune that we are going to see in Solid Phase 4 as of today. This is the first day that is launched, so if anything is new, anything changes, anything like that, I will do my best to inform you. So, don't be too mad at me if they change it and what I'm saying is inaccurate. This is PTR. This is just the rough overview of all that. But anyway, guys, I truly hope you enjoy this video. Let me know what runes you are most excited for, because I think there you've done a really great job of listening to us, and I can't wait to get out there and go discover all these runes for you guys. I wish I could be doing that right now, but they want us to test the new stuff, not go discover runes. But anyway, guys, I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.